Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Let's do this now. Now, the essence for this topic is to discuss about the historical connection between the Shekiris and the Benin people. The facts, the revisionism. We have to talk about the history. We have to talk about the connection. We have to talk about what was written. We have to talk about documents that was written, and etc. Beautiful. Now, a particular work was done by someone I really don't know. But the heading of the article was "No Benin man is Oba." So no Benin man is Oba. Then subheading, the author went further to say Prince Jinua is not Benin. Alright, Prince Jinua is not Benin. Alright, the man has 27, I think I have 27 facts. I'm going to read all of it. Then points, I don't think I'll be able to go through all of it. There is no argument. Point number one that he raised, the young man or the young woman, I don't know who the person is. The first point he raised is that there is no argument that the founding prince of the Warring Kingdom, Prince Jinua, is the son of Oba Oluwa, or in bracket he wrote Olua. Now he's trying to Yorubanize the Benin word Olua. Alright, who like his fathers reigned over the aboriginal Idu people of Igodo land, the present day Edo state. This is common knowledge both to Edos and the Shekiris alike. However, it is often mistaken that Prince Jinua was a Benin man. This is empirically and fundamentally incorrect. This is the first point that he raised. Now, the first question I wish to raise that will help us in all of this is that where he should provide, the young man or woman who wrote this should provide reference for his point. First, he should provide a reference where at what time in history that Oba Olua was called Oluwa. And you should also write in any historical books. You should bring reference written by any Shekiri historical scholar. This is the first point that every Benin man must ask every revisionist. When they come up with things like this, ask them to provide reference. Alright, is there a reference to back up written by Ishekiri historians where thought they accentuated that the Oba Olua was, how did they put it here? Prince Jinua is the son of Oba Olua, who, like his fathers, reigned over the aboriginal Ido people of Igodo land, the present day Edo State. This is a common language. However, it is often mistaken that where thought that it was stated in any of the historical books done by any Ishekiri historians that where thought it was stated that Prince Jinua was not a Benin man. So every other thing that was written was to authenticate the falsification of the Prince Jinua history. So I would have loved to go through all the points, but the whole point rovers around a fundamental thing: Oromia, Oduduwa, Ikaladeran. Now, I've said it in quite. I'll just go to point number 27. I think that's where it's okay. Point number 26. It said to close. Let's re-emphasize that the Benin never gave Ishekiri a king, as the Oba is the father to Jinua was not a native of Idu, Igodo, Ile Ibinu, but a Yoruboid personality who imposed a rule through conquest. over the Aboriginal Hindu peoples and their land. So everything that he has been with, the cruise of the matter is where he how do I put it now? The cruise of the matter is that he anchored his fallacies on point of 26, that obviously if the Oba of Benin is a Yorubama, obviously Prince Jinua is a Yorubama, obviously. So lastly, let it be known today that the Benin royal knowledge are actually Ishekiri Yorubas, as no Benin man is Oba and no Benin man has ever been Oba. Okay, these are the points that he raised, and a lot of persons might look at it with a second look and begin to have a second thought about maybe this guy has a point and maybe this guy doesn't have a point. Now basically, I just, in about 2 points of all his 26, 27 points or so, there are 2 points that are paramount to discussions like this. The first point, I think there were other points wherefore he wrote that the official language in the palace of the Oba of Benin, I think there was a point like that, I remember. I think that one tends to deviate from other things. I think I'll speak a little bit about that. The Benins, however, forgot at the hand. So point number 7, he said that the Benins, however, forgot that the language that was spoken in the Benin Royal Court up until the fall of Oba Avuramin in 1897 was a Yoruboid language. In fact, the official language of the Benin Royals was Yoruba, quite distinct from the native Ido language. Now, like I have said, propagandas are easy to propagate, but truths are indelible. It is something that you cannot wipe out from existence. Truth. The reality of the matter is this: what is the language of the palace as at 2021? Edo language, basically. Now, a lot of people usually quote that loquacious king of the former Ooni Sijuwade. They usually quote him. Sijuwade granted an interview. Late Sijuwade Ooni of Ife granted an interview wherefore he said that the official language in the palace of the Oba of Benin was Yoruba. So it therefore means that he experienced it, or probably he was told by his predecessor, maybe Adeyemi the second or so, Ooni Adeyemi the second, or Aderemi, is it Adeyemi? I think Aderemi the second. Probably his predecessor could have told him that the official language in the palace was Yoruba language. Now the question I would like to ask is, there are points. If the language in the palace in year 2021 is exclusively Edo language, or the language of the Igodos, of the Ogisos, rightly put, according to my mentor, Dr. Aishen Ehagos, I usually refer to our language as the language of the Ogisos. Now, if he was correct accordingly that it was after the reign of Oba Avuramin that the language of the palace started to change from Yoruba, which was the official language of which was the official language of the palace, and now the official language of the palace now is Edo language. So that means from Oba Avuramin's time to now, it's about 126 years. Am I correct? It's about 126 years. So if the language that was used in the palace for about 900 years could absolutely in all terms disappear in less than 126 years. So the language that was used in the palace for over 900 years could absolutely, without any trace of Yoruba language, could disappear in less than 126 years. I'd like people to not understand that a language that was used in the palace for over 900 years or close to 900 years disappeared completely. There are no trace of Yoruba language in present day Edo language. Absolutely disappeared in less than 126 years. So there are that to such verifications of facts. First, they should tell us which of the Obas or which of the royals they should prove by recording that Itane Nawegwai was used by Yoruba language. Don't also forget, these are the same people who propagated that the Obas of Benin were being buried at a place they called Oruambado. In order of my subsequent, I've had a cause to trash some of these things out, wherefore it was discovered that there was no source. These are people who the existence of their origin is based on fallacy, is anchored on the truth of on other ethnic groups, and also the one saying that okay, the language of the Obas of Benin, the language of the Obas of Benin, or in the Benin Royal, or in the palace, is Yoruba. Which of the Benin nobles speaks Yoruba? That speaks a language that is similar to the Yoruba, other than the language of the Ogisos? Which of the Benin kings spoke Yoruba? We had records. Why are the names of the Obas of Benin not Yoruba? The choices when you play Akwe game, the first utterances that you make becomes what you known as the Oba of Benin. Which of these Oba of Benin has made any utterances and words that came out from their mouth became a Yoruba inclined? So we're going to get some facts and figures very correctly that some of these things are, or all of these things are propagated fallacies that has no verifiable facts. Otherwise, they would have been able to prove to us at what time of Benin history was the official language of the palace Yoruba, other than what the Yoruba masters, probably the Yoruba masters of the Ishekiri people, are propagating. Now, I like to bring facts of events before I completely when there are hypotheses, you have an hypothetical findings or research about a thing. Now, on finding by a superior fact, when a superior fact emerges and it is now discovered that your hypothesis was wrong, so it is completely dismissed. So I'm going to bring 2 or 3 things that is going to completely dismiss what probably it took these guys hours, days, weeks, or years to put together. Is probably what is otherwise going to dismiss with a flip of his finger. And how do you dismiss this? Now, in one of my programs, I had said specifically of an Oba. His name, he was remembered as Oba Udagbedo. It was about Udagbedo. Now, one about Udagbedo, there was an Ezomo during the reign of Oba Udagbedo. I think I've said this in a forum before, who bragged before Oba Udagbedo. There was a particular Ezomo of that era who bragged before Oba Udagbedo, telling him that he's the worthiest man in Benin Kingdom. Now nobody, even including the Oba of Benin, is as worthy as he is. And the Oba kept asking him, how sure are you that you are worthy than me? And the man said, I am far richer than you as the Oba of Benin. I am worthier than you are. You understand? So he kept, it's a constant bragging right that that Ezomo was known to history to be one of the greatest braggarts in Benin history. He kept bragging how stupidly worthy he was, until Oba Odagbede could not bear that insult, that insolence from one of his subjects, and he had told Ezomo that in so appointed day, come, let's invite all the nobles, all the people that matters in my kingdom, and let us now showcase our words to the people, and let the people now decide amongst you and I who is richer. And the Ezomo was very happy because he felt that he was richer than the Oba of Benin. And when that appointed day sets in, and the Oba told the Ezomo, oh yeah, start to tell the entire Benin kingdom all your words. And the guy started. I have 20 houses. I have 10,000 acres of land. I have my Nyaban is as long from Sapele Road to Boba Hill. I have the biggest cattle ranch or whatever, Emila. I have more than 20,000 goats. I have more than 5,000 heads of chickens. He stated all of this, and people were clapping. Yes. Because they know that there's no way the Oba of Benin could command such words. So he was smiling because the entire kingdom was clapping for him. But after that, the Oba said, Kuwe keminunya me Oba nedo monyawa. Translated in English, you and the words that you own, I own both of you. I own both your words and you. I own the owner of those words. You are my subject, so I own you. So automatically all the things that you think you own, I own it. Plus every other person that is also worthy in the kingdom, plus my own words. So I own all the words of this kingdom, whether the word of the subject or whether the word of the land. I own all of it. And the Ezomo was shriving in fear, and he had to kneel down. You know, he made obeisance to the king after the king has proved to him that both you and your word, I own them. So these are facts. This is the same thing I want to tell the Shekiri people. The Oba of Benin owns the throne of the Olus of Warri. The Oba of Benin owns the throne of the Olus of Warri. Now, look at the simplicity of this whole argument. Now, it is not, I repeat, it is not the son that tells the father his origin. It is the father that tells the son his origin. It is not the Olu of Warri or the people of Ishekiri or the people of Warri that will tell the Benin people or the Oba Benin people where the Oba Benin or the Benin people came from. No, because we did not come from them. They came from us. It is stated here that it is a known fact that the Olu of Warri is a son of the Oba of Benin. So it is the father that tells the son his origin, not the son telling the father the origin. And what has the Oba of Benin said as regards this matter? That is what we should deliberate on. What has the Oba of Benin said as regards his origin? So it is not my own son that will tell me where I came from. It is me that will tell my son that that's where we came from. If I have a child now, I'm sure my child will not say, Dad, we came from Igbo. I'm the one to tell my own son where we came from. It is the norm. It is the norm. So it is not the Olu of Warri or his people that will tell the Oba Benin or his people where Oba Benin or his people came from. It is the Benin people and the Oba Benin that will tell the Shekiri people or the Olu of Warri where they came from. Because this is a father-son thing. The Oba of Benin is the father of the Oluwari. It's a concept. So we are the one to tell them their origin. And what has the Oba of Benin said on this matter? Clear. Oba Erediaho is the second educated Oba of Benin. Is this the second? No, it's the third. Alright? I stated it clearly in the book that he wrote. I remember your obedient servant. Wherefore he proved that he is a pure Benin man. He's a pure Igodomigodo man. He's a pure Idu man. Clearly, that is what he wrote. Oba Erediaho, blessed memory. And his son, Oba Ewuare II Ogidigan, in the now popular book, the Benin Red Book, the anthology of Benin history, the Benin Red Book, also stated it clearly in chapter 3, chapter 4, the book in which, aside that one, he has stated it clearly, October 20th, 2016. Do we still have that speech? Do we still have that speech where he stated it clearly, October 20, 2016, wherefore the Oluwari was there, the Ooni of Ife was there, where he stated it clearly during his coronation day on October 20, 2016, where he stated that I am the 40th Oba of Benin, the direct descendant of Oromiyan, who the Benins of that era, the direct descendant of Oromiyan, the son of Oduduwa, who the Benins of that era knew as a Kaladera, their self-exiled prince. So in other words, Oba Ewuare, the Oba of Benin, also has stated it clearly that he is a pure Benin man. So that ends. There's no argument. The father has stated where his origin is from. The father has stated where he came from. So the children now should not no longer be telling us that we are from Europe, and when their own father has told them that you are a Benin man, and it's not their own children that are saying that we are from Europe. There's no sense in that. So in other words, all the rubbish that he wrote has been answered. It is a father. The answer to all the rubbish, and that's what I just told you. The answer to all the rubbish that he wrote is the father that tells the son where his origin is from. It's not the son that tells the father. And the father, which is the Oba of Benin, has stated it clearly in different times and different eras of history of their Benin origin. And so the son can no longer tell us where his own father is coming from. So the guy was, when I read through all of it, and I was in my mind, I was laughing. I was like, this guy thinks he's smart, this guy thinks he's educated. And I was like, I'm just going to come on live video and do a very short live video to tell him all the things he wrote is rubbish, and just to tell him two things. One, show me the reference by any Shekiri historians wherefore they regarded the Oba of Benin. Let me shock you. I know after this they'll go and edit it. The history of the origin of the Olus of Warri that is currently on www.oluwari.ng or .org. Alright, the official website of the Olus of Warri is the history that I wrote when Oba of Benin paid a thank you visitation. The history, the Kaladera is there. You can go and verify, all the viewers, go and verify www.oluwari.org. I know the after now, because now my history class, now they take go, they edit their history. You know, they not get history. Now my own, after I don't do them, they'll come paint them. Now before they go change, I'm not telling the Benin people, go to the official website www.oluwari. I think that .org, or I think it's .org. Go now, go on, Google it now. Let me open my laptop. Let me look for the website so that I can show you that the official website of these same Ishekiri people that are so lousy, the official website of these same Ishekiri people that are so lousy. Now my history, now they do their website. So I've been helping them. It's just that I'll be very grateful. I just want to open the website now so that you can see. This is how the website looks. All right, this is my papa, Olu Nkenwoli. You can see him. All right, this is the website. I've opened it on my laptop. Okay, now I'm going to go to the origin now so that I can show you the Ishekiri history, past Olus. I think it's Ishekiri history. Okay, I think it's Ishekiri history. Oh, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. I'm coming. Okay. Now there is a subheading where they wrote Prince Jinua, the Benin Prince who founded Warring Kingdom. Now I want to read it in their own website. It's my story. If you want to make comparison, look for Google. I wrote an article a few days after the Oba of Benin paid a thank you coronation visitation to Olu Nkenwoli. I think the title was Olu of Warri versus the Oba of Benin. There's the title. I've forgotten the title of that my write-up. Sorry, I've written quite a lot of articles and it's one of them. So when I was reading it, okay, look at what was written. It's word for word. My words were extracted. It said on their website now, I'm reading from their website now. It said Prince Jinua was a crown prince of Benin Empire. His father Obaolua was a younger brother of the shortest reigned Oba of Benin, Ezetu, whose father is well remembered as Obaiwa the First. Prince Jinua was not only the crown prince, was also the only son of his father Obaolua. Obviously, I made mistake when I wrote that. That was 3 years ago. The amount of information I have now, and it's much more than the information here. Obaolua is recorded in Benin as the most kind-hearted of all the monarchs that have reigned before him and arguably after him. Where to the oral history, it was also his Achilles heel. I'm just gonna wind down. There's a particular place from the ESAP above 3 fundamental things can be derived. Before the advent of our Prince Jinua, you remember now our Prince Jinua, look at how it is on the website. Go there now and check. Before the advent of our Prince Jinua, that means whoever that wrote it was a Benin person, because it was regarding Prince Jinua as his own. It couldn't have been an Ishekiri person that wrote this. That's why it's before the advent of our Prince Jinua. So it was a Benin person that wrote this on their website. Okay? And now they are saying Benins they are being ungrateful. Okay. Now I know after this now they'll go and edit it sharply. Give it about a week or two, they'll go and edit it. Ishekiri people were not organized, obviously. Still, they were not organized. It took our son. Whoever wrote it has to be a Benin person, because it's regarding Jinua as our son. It took our son coming from a kingdom of over 1,400 years. I love quoting figures of organized administrative system to organize these people. Coincidentally, a sub-Yoruba group that are forebears, Ikalade Oduduwa, also organized about 600 years earlier in Ile-Ife. You know, there's nowhere I would have mentioned history without mentioning Ile-Ife. You know, because I like whooping them. So that's the point. So I've also mentioned Ile-Ife. Now, point number 3, Shekiris are not Benins. I've always been saying it. But they are monarch and they are noble, sons of the 70 chiefs are Benins and some Okere Aborigines, etc. The line of Olus of Warri is the Crown Prince Jinua lineage. However, the Benin throne precedes the Warri throne, and as such, every Olu of Warri is either a son or a younger brother to every Oba Benin, just like Alafin of Oyo is to the Oba Benin. This is not a superiority ideology, but a statement of fact. So you go there, you see it. This is the line I'm reading it from, so that even the people now that are now making mouths All right, is the Benin is a Benin historian, young Benin historians history that are used in designing their website. So these are the people that are making and are not challenging because they now have room to use social media to run nonsense. Now, I have actually made it very expressly clear, and I will make it quite very clear, even more clearer, that do not, on no account, should a Benin man argue history with an Ishekiri man under whatever guise. Me coming to discuss about the historical relationship between Benins and Ishekiris is demeaning to me as a Benin person. And now I'm going to be now reading that an Ishekiri man is not telling a Benin man his own history. It's demeaning. And that is why I said I wanted to. The reason I did this is to tell him that all the jargons you think you wrote within hours, I will surmount it with just 1 minute or 2 minutes talk. And which is, a son does not tell his father his origin. It is the father that tells the son. Since there's a universal truth, a statement of fact that is agreeable to both Benins and Ishekiris, that it was Obaolua's son that founded Warri Kingdom, the Ishekiri that organized those bush animals. Sorry, I'm using this harsh words because when I see some of these idiots, these young idiots coming online to now be raising eyebrow, to now be denigrating Benin history, the people who brought civilization. If Ginowa had not gone to those areas to civilize these people, would they have had any kingdom today? These are the same people. Instead of them to be grateful to us, to continue to pay homage to us, these are the same people now coming on social media to lambast us. For what nonsense? Because social media now gives equity, because the British now formed. Now I don't blame them. Now Britain, now all those useless Oyibo people now I blame. Otherwise, how would a Shekiri man will not be telling a Benin man and history? Shekiri man will not be telling a Benin man, a son will not be telling a father his own origin. Where the fuck does that happen? It doesn't happen anywhere. What the fuck does that happen? That the son, omomo, ni me biela, ovi men, me abienia, ovi men watama me kiri. That's what they are doing. The son telling his own father where his origin is. That's what they are doing. So what we just need to do is to remind them that the father of the Ulus of Warri is the Oba of Benin. And the Oba of Benin at no point, see, these are facts. I tell people, for me to believe that the Oba of Benin is a Yoruba man, they should provide either in written or through video. They should provide any document, any utterances, any video wherefore the Oba of Benin called himself a Yoruba man. They should provide. Instead, they said Oba Erediawa was the one who tried to change the story. You see how dumb some of them. But they forgot that as far back as in 1931, Oba Eweka was already conceding the idea of exorcising Edo people from the clutches of the stupid British created Western region. Oba Eweka was the one who conceived that idea because of the meeting that was held in the Council of the Traditional Institution that was held in Benin in far back 1931. That was a drive that Oba Akenzwa II, that they are aware that one of the most instrumental person for the Midwest referendum that we eventually, a plebiscite that was heard when we got our plebiscite in August 9, 1963, was anchored by Oba Akenzwa II. If he was a Yoruba man, why did he move a motion to separate his people from Yoruba? They didn't know that this was the most outstanding facet of that plebiscite that took place, that Midwest creation, the creation of Midwest, was led by Akinzwa II. If he had saw himself as a Yoruba person, why did he make the move of separating Edo from his so-called people? We're not talking about Bayero now. We're not talking about Bayero. Now, how many of the Obas in post-independent, how many of the Obas after Oba Avora were of, since we lost our independence to the British? Alright, how many of the Obas have reigned in Benin? Eweka II, Akinzwa II, Erediawa, Ewai II. Since we lost our independence to the British, how many Obas have reigned in Benin? 4. Of the 4, in 1931, Oba Eweka already had an intuition of removing his people from the clutches of the stupid Western region that was created, wherefore the Yorubas were striving to Yorubanize us. That's 1. Okay. Now 2, Akinzwa was the one who made that Midwest creation to be possible. Oba Erediawa completely finished them when he had written the book I Remember An Obedient Servant, 2004, and that lecture was delivered. The book was officially launched right in the heart of Yoruba land, University of Ibadan. Wherefore they are told to all the scholars of Yoruba extra who Oduduwa is. Then 4th is Oba Ewai II. Wherefore he stated it clearly, October 20th, 2016, who he is. And wherefore he went further to ensure that a book of the magnitude of the Red Book was published. And chapter 3, 4, 5, written by Professor Oyinla Swanlele, was where he completely dissipated the lies of Yoruba as regards the Oduduwa Okaladera Oromiyan relationship. So of the 4 Obas post-independent era, they have all worked against Yoruba. So where are the facts that these guys are coming from? So they should provide, where Fort and Oba of Benin had stated it clearly that he's a Yoruba man. They should provide video evidence. If they don't get video evidence, let them provide documents. Let them provide intelligent archival materials. Where Fort, it was stated that in one of the interviews, where the Oba of Benin said, "We obey him." In the absence of that, there are no fucking locals standing to prove that the Obas of Benin, other than what they have stated. A man knows where he comes from, and they have stated it clearly 1,000 times of their origin. At least the British don't deny their German origin, isn't it? But they are British king today. You don't deny your origin, except you actually did not originate from there. No Obas have said, no Obas was quoted to have written or said or uttered a word that is a Yoruba man. So what's all these rules that one hungry Ishekiri person is probably killing fish? As I'm talking in this live video school, we're probably in one village killing fish now. It's not telling us that the Obas of Benin are Yoruba people. Like a son is not telling his father where he originated from. That one's denigrating, and that's very insulting. Now that one had to vex me for inside the matter, saying small Pekin had to tell Papa where from come. That's an insult now. That's an insult. Now that one had to pay me for inside the matter, not be the nonsense. It's not the nonsense he wrote. What pained me most in the nonsense he wrote is that he's not telling that the Obas of Benin are Yoruba. I don't understand how you that your monarch that was founded just how many years ago here is not telling that the monarch that has been existing about 1,400 years before the existence of your own monarch is not telling that monarch where that monarch came from. I don't. Well, where is this generation of modern people turning to that? They no longer have respect for their elders. And it's annoying. It's getting me so annoyed. So the truth is, I'm not going to come on live video to talk about this thing anymore. I've already told you. Let them provide the reference written by any Ishekiri historian. I have quite a whole lot of the Ishekiri books. I'm here to see. In short, a lot of the Ishekiri historians did not even refer as Warri Kingdom. No, they referred to as Warri Dukedom. Dukedom. During the Ologbo crisis, I told them that if not because of say me could not talk many things, your Olu Warri is not bigger than the Enogi of Enya, because they are both dukes. I'm your Bible, I'm your bar, I'm a Nigi. Enogi, no. We just promoted him to no we are Ogie. Otherwise, others upon not have no Giogenya, no Giogave Amagba, have no Giogave Umegbe, you know, or have no Gio Bagene Wosa, all doing a Drico, a Nigi association, or again, or ye no Drico, you understand? Nonsense people. Anyway, I haven't said that. I think I'm not gonna allow this program last this very long. I think we've done about 40 something minutes. I think that's good enough. I like heavy packed program and short. The shorter the better. The shorter the better. So anyway, I want to thank all of you for coming to this live program. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have to apologize now. The last comment I saw is that popped up on my screen is "Yeah, happy to be here" by Edwin Ojeko. Every other comment is not popping up. All right, but I know people are there viewing it. I know people are making commentaries, but I'm unable to see those commentaries. And sorry if you had asked questions. I'm unable to answer to those questions, not because I didn't want to answer those questions, but because I'm unable to see the question on my screen. It's not popping up. All right, questions are not popping up, but I know a whole lot of comments are ongoing and a whole lot of persons are contributing. But after the program, all right, after the program, I might have ended this program. That's when I'll now go back to the video to look at people's comments and make a positive way. If some of the comments are brain tasking, some of the comments are, or some of the contributions are very intelligent. I'm not saying every contributions are very intelligent. I'm saying like most ones that are very challenging, I will now use those commentaries or those contributions to do on our live video, which is usually on Sundays 7:30 p.m. So don't worry, put all your comments, put all your contributions on the screen, share the video, and invite others to always join our programs. And I'm sure that when you join our program, there's no way you cannot learn one thing from my program, because I must use one story to tell another story, to tell another story, to tell another story. All right, I must use one story to tell another story. It's the axiom of my classes. All right, even if I'm talking about Ishekiri, I must quickly now talk something. Remember, I was talking about Ishekiri, I quickly talked about Dagbedo and all that, all that. So in talking about the Ishekiri, sorry, someone is calling through. So in talking about those Ishekiri, in talking about past call through and all that, so it's sort of disturbing. So but I'm rounding up now so that you can call after this. So let me just round up. So I thank all of you. So